So NIO CEO injects further confidence into shareholders, telling you guys not to worry about its cash position or the tough predicament of the entire industry, because right now a lot of EV companies are going under, with the likes of Jiyue. Well, recently they got rescued apparently, and also something like Neta and then Hycan. These companies are all sort of, about to die out. And somebody asked him straight up in the past couple days in the user face-to-face meeting, like, NIO's losses, confronted NIO CEO about the losses, its cash position. Is there going to be a similar situation like Jiyue? And of course, NIO CEO had to reaffirm that everything is extremely healthy, that they have over 42.2 billion in RMB in cash, and they have very healthy cash flow. And the situation right now is way better than back in 2019 when they had limited amount of cash. And even back in 2019, they were able to, go through that tough period and survive through that tough period. And this, right now, they're able to survive much, much longer. Okay, much, much longer. And this is nothing that needs to be concerning, according to the CEO. So have a listen.
No matter the situation now, our cash flow is still healthy.
We have 42.2 billion yuan in cash, and transactions are increasing. So it's definitely better than 2019. We've endured for so long since 2019, holding on for 5 years now. Looking back, it's been far more than 5 years. You don't need to worry too much about it now.
So very nice, but what is NIO's strategy going forward? Well, we know for a fact that the Alps car, the Firefly car will launch next week on NIO Day, which is going to be fantastic. But one thing that really got me intrigued was the fact that NIO's average selling price will actually be increased, thanks to the new cars being launched will be, on average, higher priced. So the NIO CEO has talked in the past of making the average selling price of NIOs higher. They're going to be even more premium, and also their internal information that they're going to get rid of the ET5T and then the ES6, and then sort of leave that area for Onvo, that price range. They don't want sort of cannibalization between NIO's cheapest vehicle and the Onvo vehicles. They sort of want distinctive price ranges and no overlap. And to achieve that, they kind of need to, sort of make everything more expensive, more premium. And part of that was the fact that some sales reps have reacted with, like, the best-selling cars are the ES6, the ET5T. That's the bread and butter of the company, of the NIO brand. If you kind of get rid of that, make everything more expensive, then how are they going to be able to sell cars and, earn a salary, so to speak? And the counter argument, of course, in my discussion with the sales reps, they're going to be able to sell the Firefly car. The Firefly cars will be able to be sold inside the NIO stores. So even if you have a hard time convincing customers to pay top bucks for the top premium NIO brand vehicles, they can definitely afford something like a Firefly vehicle, and sales reps will be able to sell that car to push their numbers up, basically. And that's part of their strategy going forward. The Firefly cars will be in NIO store, and then the sales reps will also be able to sell that car, to meet their basically monthly quota, so to speak. And then, that's going to really be able to fill that void of that ES6 and ET5T will leave behind when they're not able to sell those cars anymore. So with that, it's going to be a very good situation for the sales reps, okay, on the ground, and they were pretty happy about this, being able to sell a very affordable sort of volume car that they can consistently sell. Whereas NIOs, they're kind of on the premium, pricier, luxurious side, and it's not, reachable for everybody. Okay, so that's very interesting. And there are also very interesting rumors that because the Firefly car is being sold in NIO stores, and the fact that Firefly cars are a sort of a premium boutique small car. So it's not a cheap small car, it's a like luxurious small car. It's a good small car. And the fact that it's a good small car, there's also rumors that they will have access to NIO houses, which is very, very interesting. Right? You have a small like BMW Mini or Mini Cooper type of car, and you can actually get access to NIO houses. I think that in itself will be worth purchasing. But we also know for a fact that with the Firefly cars, even though it's going to be a very good sell and much easier to sell than NIO vehicles because it's cheaper, right? The fact that it has to have its own swap station, right, confirmed by the CEO. Okay, this is not like rumor or anything. This is confirmed. The Firefly car needs its own swap station because it's a smaller form factor. It will not fit in the current swap stations that NIO has, and it uses smaller batteries, and that will also be not compatible with the current swap stations that NIO has. So they're going to be building smaller, albeit much cheaper, according to the CEO, half the price of current swap stations. Much smaller, cheaper swap stations for the Firefly car, and perhaps even future smaller form factor cars made by other partners. And this is where I think, that could mean that sales might not have a blazing fast start like Onvo. Onvo, because it uses NIO's swap ecosystem, right? You already have so many swap stations. You can basically swap at most of them straight off the bat, right? You already have access to all those swap stations. The convenience factor is already there at the start. Whereas with Firefly, you might not have that convenience factor at the very start. And it's going to take some time before the Firefly swap stations can get up to the scale where everybody can conveniently swap everywhere they want. So that's going to take some time, but take some money, and people are worried about this spending money. But remember, once again, NIO has franchising for battery swap stations. So it's not just NIO putting up the money to build those swap stations. Also, you got outside investors, putting money in as an investment to build those swap stations, and not just using NIO's money. So this is something very interesting going forward, is that NIO is cleverly using other people's money and trying to conserve their own money. And I kind of agree with the CEO with the fact that, with so much money in the bank, 42.2 billion RMB, even though they're printing significant losses, right, with those losses every quarter because of high R&D costs and marketing costs and store development, opening up new stores, those kind of overhead costs. In the end of the day, this is gaining market share. Other people are losing market share. Other people are being wiped out, right? Who becomes the ultimate winner when everybody else gets wiped out? NIO, right? So it makes sense that they're losing money right now. And over the long run, there will be people that can't make it. But NIO certainly will, because they have sufficient amount of cash. So I am quite confident that even though we're spending a lot of money right now, once they get everything up and running well, right, Onvo's consistently delivering 10,000 plus vehicles per month, maybe even up to 20,000 vehicles per month. And then you got Firefly consistently delivering vehicles every month, and NIO with their updated third gen platform consistently delivering cars every month. Sales are just going to go through the roof. Their cash flow situation will improve. Eventually, in 2026, they're aiming to make a profit by then, right? So that's going to be a very nice, pleasant surprise. So people do not have to be worried about its cash position or the fact that competitors are going under. Those situations do not apply for NIO, okay? As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.